You know, it's one of those mornings that you wake up, you go out, you start your car, and you start heading down the driveway, and then you look up and you see the sensor in your car, and then you find out that your tire's low on air, and this is the culprit. There's the point. This thing's jammed up into your tire, and this is on the edge of the tread, and you see that stuck in, and this is all you see, is this end curved part right outside your tire. So you're supposed to be going to work, you've got a lot going on. So that's life. That's how life comes at you. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't say, hey, you know, you're getting ready to have a food shortage, or hey, there's going to be a run on toilet paper, or hey, meat prices are getting ready to skyrocket. There's not a lot that you can do to predict things. Now, there's sometimes you see signs, you see evidences of things, and there's sometimes things that you can just put two and two together, but not everybody does that. We know that. We know that we're surrounded by people all across the world that don't have common sense. We know this. We live life. We rub shoulders with them every single day. But when life throws a curveball at you, and there's something that hits you, sometimes right between the eyes, sometimes you're not prepared. We have some different family members here at our channel at House of Prep, some subscribers. We have folks that may have lost a loved one. You might have had something happen in your life that, you know, maybe there were some signs, maybe not, but something that hit you hard. Sometimes you get knocked down. Sometimes there's things all through our economy, through our shipping services, throughout all different walks of life. And we do the best we can to prepare. But sometimes the best that we prepare still doesn't fully tell the tale of what might come around the corner. So that's why we prepare. That's what we prep for, guys. That's what we're doing. Now, I like to make a lot of different videos. You see those. You see some of them are fun. Some of them can be entertaining. But all of them have the same message. The message is, it's time to prepare. It's time to stop playing around and putting our heads in the sand and pretending like the world will fix itself. Pretending like somebody else will correct it. If the ship is sinking, you don't have to be the one to go down with it, right? You're not the captain. You're allowed to have a lifeboat. You're allowed to have a plan B. Okay, you are. And you guys are strong. You're smart. You're intelligent. You guys have a lot of information. You guys are great listeners. We have a lot of people on here that like to absorb information like sponges. I try to do that. I'm not a self-made man. My life consists of multitudes of people that have invested time and effort, anywhere from teachers to workers to people that I've rubbed shoulders with, friends, family, people that have invested time and information into my life. And I use that information to the best of my ability. Hey, have you ever heard the saying that I'd rather learn from other people's mistakes than to have to make my own? Not everybody thinks that. A lot of people are like, nah, I'm just going to go make my own mistakes. But why? Why do you want to have to make your own mistakes when you could just go ahead and bypass that? Right? It's just, let's just skip the mistake part because somebody else has already made the mistake. You know, it's a lot like that through history. You know, you've heard the saying that if we don't learn from history, we're just going to be doomed to repeat it again. And we see that a lot. And I'm still wondering, why in the world are we doing some of the stuff we're doing? Why are we allowing some of the things to happen that are happening? You know, I don't know. I don't have all the answers to that. But I do know is for what we are in control of, learn from it. Somebody made a comment on yesterday's video that I put out that it would be wise maybe for folks to go back, look through history at some of the countries and some of the nations that ran into their own depression, you know, deep depression, or their own, you know, food shortages and famines. And they mentioned Syria and Egypt. And, you know, what a great idea sometimes to go back and just be reminded how people had to live, how they had to face things. In this world that we live in, I do consider us here, even here in America, we are a pampered society. For the most part, we can go to the store anytime we're hungry and there's plenty of food there. Yeah, we do. Every Thursday, we talk about food prices going up and shrinkflation. food shortages and shipment shortages, and all these different things. But the reality is we're still a blessed nation. We still have the things we need. But do you know, just like that nail that I showed you, life can come at you fast. It can come at you hard. It can change on a dime. And from one day you're going to shopping at your favorite shopping mart, and then the next day you go back and you can't find anything, because that's how fast life can come at you. Well, what do you mean, Jerry? What's your point? My point is, if you're still on the fence of prepping, and you've been watching the news, you've been watching all that's being taken place, the unrest, the uneasiness, all the turmoil and the crisis, all surrounding for the last couple years. And yeah, some things might have gotten better, but there's still so much underlying damage, and some things we haven't even seen the ripple effects to yet. You know, like in a major lake, you drop something heavy into that lake, you know, that ripple, it starts to go, it starts showing the ripples away from where you dropped maybe that heavy rock into the ground. Well, if you're in a boat, here comes the ripples. Well, you don't feel the first ripples. The ripples are coming back from a distance now. And yeah, those ripples may start, the longer they go, they might get shallower, but the ripples start coming at you from a distance. That could be some of the events that we've been facing. We have a couple folks on here that, on our channel, that give information all the time on our videos. I love reading the comment section. They give updates on the industries that they work at. We've been blessed here to have people working from anywhere from restaurants to grocery stores, working in farms, working with cattle, in different industries where they can start seeing, hey, like feed prices are going up, food prices are going up. Farmers and, you know, ranchers and everybody has to make hard, rough decisions right now. Well, as they're making hard decisions, the trickle-down effect is still heading our way. We've watched the meat prices go up, guys. You've watched them. We're seeing it right before our very eyes. And if I do these fun videos, you know, with some canned meats and things, hey, it's just to try to get you guys to be active. It's just my way of doing it. Instead of just coming out and saying it, let's do some fun things. Let's get everybody involved, and let's make it interesting and trying to educate people on different things and letting them know that there are alternatives out there and that there are items that you can get. So anytime you have an opportunity to pass on some information, guys, do it. Encourage whoever you can. And this is just the time we live in. And I just was here. It's in the evening time. If this is Monday evening, I'm going to post this video first thing in the morning for Tuesday morning. So you guys have a great Tuesday. But it was just some thoughts I had about that nail. And just thinking, man, just out of nowhere, it's inconvenient. And it just happens. So, guys, just keep doing what you're doing. And just be prepared for that nail in the tire. All right?